as I'm recording this, Dashing Hawk is in the shop, and right alongside the Love Song bow, which I made a video on, link below, and he is absolutely stunning. I mean, look at this facade he's got going on. He's got the red cape. Mwah! Wonderful looking guy. But the team perk is pretty good, in my opinion. I feel like it's a very, very insignificant, but like also significant bonus. It's kind of like when Love Ranger Jonesy came to the game, and I don't think I have a Shockwave loadout, but I can pull him up on screen while I'm talking here. Love Ranger Jonesy is very unexciting. It's like it increases the Shockwave radius by 37.5%, which is nice. It's great if you're running Shockwave, but it's not exactly going to be ruffling any feathers otherwise, and that's exactly what Dashing Hawk does. It's a 37.5% chance, coincidentally, to stun the target for 2 seconds with lefty and righty. So if you're running lefty and righty, he is an amazing addition to your build. The chance to stun an enemy while you're shooting them is kind of great, and in the lead, it seems very, very powerful. In fact, everybody in my chat mentioned that he was really, really good in support. And I thought, well, if they're stunned, why wouldn't you want him in your lead? And basic math would think that like 37.5 chance, just round that down to like 33% just for easy math. Like 1/3 of the time they're stunned, you have extra damage. It seems not that big of a damage buff, but you don't always kill in one shot with lefty and righty. So anything that needs more than 1 or 2 shots most likely will end up stunned at some point, in which case your damage will be doubled because it's an increase by 100%. So it's actually a very, very good thing to have against mist monsters and fatties or anything that's going to require that extra stun time or extra damage. So I think that's a very, very good combo to have. I think he's kind of great in the lead, but if you're going to be running a lefty and righty loadout, I don't really know that there's too many people doing what Raven does better. Yes, he only buffs the damage by 25% instead of 100%, but the extra explosion damage is pretty nice. That's a lot of extra damage, especially in an area of effect situation where you're hitting crowds of enemies, and lefty and righty doesn't actually last that long, if I'm not mistaken. Is there any way that I can actually see that? I don't even know how long it lasts. Cooldown lasts 10 seconds. So 10 seconds is maybe a lot if you think about combat, but when you really get down to it, it's really not a long time that you have this ability active, and then you have a whopping 60-second cooldown, which is pretty significant. Now, I can go back to my loadout here and show you what I was using. You can use Where's Lefty by whatever this chick is, Double Agent Evelyn, and I always misunderstood this team perk. I thought that every pistol elimination would reduce the cooldown, but that doesn't actually mean lefty and righty. Lefty and righty is classed as an ability, so it doesn't actually reduce this cooldown. And then they later added SMG cooldown, which I'm pretty sure SMG wasn't always there. What that means is, in the time between lefty and righty, you should be pulling out a pistol. As you can see, I'm using the Founders Revolt, or an SMG like the Silent Spectre, or whatever. I'll link my best SMGs video here if you guys want some options in between your lefty and righty to actually bring down the cooldown. But it's kind of ironic to be eliminating enemies without your ability to reduce the cooldown for your ability, because in most situations, if you've eliminated the enemies, the need for your cooldown is kind of gone. I think we're in desperate need of a reduction to the lefty and righty cooldown, because it's really not that much powerful than most weapons in the game, and then they tack on this really, really outdated, extremely long cooldown to just make you wait. I don't know. I think lefty and righty would be great if it was permanent uptime, and I don't even think it would be that overpowered. Everything else got helped with Happy Holidays, and lefty and righty kind of just isn't that big of a deal. I think the default is 100 seconds. Happy Holidays brings it down to a minute, which is still a long time to wait, and I think Double Agent Evelyn should work at least with lefty and righty. But that's everything besides Dashing Hawk. This is really more of like a lefty and righty talk. I probably should have made a video on lefty and righty by now. If you guys want that, I'll make a more dedicated loadout and put more time into what exactly I would suggest for that, but I kind of just threw this on to give him a shot, and to be honest, I was impressed. I think he's a really great addition to lefty and righty loadouts, even if he's not anything to get excited about otherwise. I also use Ghoulish Cackle on here just to buff my damage whenever I was low, and then Going Coconuts does affect ability damage, so that 16% is nice, and it's also an amazing way to heal. You guys know I love Going Coconuts, and that's the build. Zip and Zap, Bag and Pow, just great combos to have lefty and righty. As far as I'm aware, these are all the different perks that buff lefty and righty. If I missed one, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about this guy in the comments below. I don't think there's anything too much to talk about here. If I missed anything special about him, let me know. Check out the love song in the description down below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.